Alright, yeah, we're going to work on the old Ford tailgate here again today, and it's raining outside, so we're going to work on this in here. And what I've been doing is I've been cleaning up the paint. You know, I got the stripping pad, I got everything off I could with that, but then you got these tiny little areas like around the letters and stuff, and then these nooks and crannies that you can't get, you know. And that looks like it's tough and a pain in the rear, but actually it's not bad at all. Like I said, I did around the F here in the front, and that was pretty easy. And then even around this handle here, I took the handle out. Here's, I guess 50, I don't know how many years. Like I said, I don't even know what year this tailgate is, but let's call it 50 years. There's 50 years old paint that's original and never seen daylight or anything like that. It's pretty cool. Alright, like I said, I took that off because I can only get up to here with the pad. And what I did is I scraped all the paint off here and just scuffed it down with a Scotch pad, you know, Scotch-Brite. Over here I scraped it down, but I didn't clean it up yet. And I'll show you how I clean that up. But it doesn't, this tailgate, the more I look at it, you know, the more amazed I'm at with it, you know. And one good thing is, I don't know if you remember, but there was 4 what looked like holes up here, you know, for a lock, to lock the, you know, the camper lid or whatever the hell was on this thing. And it turned out they were just circles. They weren't drilled in or nothing like that, so we don't have to fill them or nothing. But we did find another dent. You know, I said this top panel was perfect, and it's not right here. Right here I got a slight dent, so that's not too bad because I got the dents here, these tiny little dents. So I'll have the plastic, and then, like I say, this dent here we got to fix. So, you know, I'll be right in this area, so that's no problem. All right, yeah. You know, so far I have about an hour, a little over an hour into this tailgate. I found a little scratch too, little divot. But other than that, this thing's pretty much immaculate. But like I was saying, I got pretty much just a little over an hour into this, and about $3, you know. Whenever anybody strips paint, they always say sandblast, you know, and to me that's the worst thing you can do. Not only does it warp metal, but you know, sandblast, media blast, water blast, soda blast. I don't, you know, walnut blast. I don't give a darn what you call it, but all that stuff gets all up in here in these holes. When you go to have something blasted, they don't cover these holes up. And then you got holes in the bottom here. Look at that. Drain holes down here. Another drain hole. Another drain hole. And you get all these nooks and crannies. And that's where all that media blast, sand blast, whatever it is, goes. And it stays there. And even up here, you know, you got factory crevices and cracks. But all that stuff gets all caught up in there. And no matter how much you blow this thing down, you're never going to get it out, especially with a hole like this. You know, that stuff's going to get in here. You're going to blow it down, and eventually it's going to wind up down here in a big blob and get wet and create a problem for you. So anytime I can avoid sandblasting, I do. I mean, it's good for little parts, and like this, something like this, if you felt like sandblasting that, there'll be no problem with that because you can pretty much clean that all out. But as far as something like this goes, I mean, sometimes you can't avoid it. You know, I mean, it's the best and cheapest way to go with a whole car if you're gonna have that done. But like I say, you never get rid of all that stuff. So, and it's expensive too. If I had this tailgate sandblasted, it would have cost a minimum of $200. Because right off the bat, they get $100 for shop time. And then they're going to hit you up for materials, and then there's always some other taxes and some other add-ons, you know. You know, they always run into a problem and they had to spend extra time on it or something, you know. So minimum it would have cost you $200 to do this, maybe $300. And so far, I have $3 here invested in it with this stripping disc and an hour of my time. And now, even with this, you know, it's not that tough. It's kind of relaxing and enjoyable. You know, I just scrape that out and then hit it with a Scotch-Brite pad and a Dremel and stuff, and I'll have this thing in perfect shape in no time. So I'm gonna throw you up on a tripod and I'll show you how we get rid of all this, what looks like tough stuff to get to, but actually I say it's not bad at all. So we'll see you up on a tripod. Alright, before we put you up on a tripod, we'll show you what we're going to use here. Got the old Dremel here with these Scotch-Brite things on there. I make these here. You can buy them. You know, here's a bought one. And they're pretty expensive and they don't last very long. You know? And I just, I cut these out of a, you know, regular piece of, here you go. This brown stuff. This brown stuff is pretty aggressive. But you can cut them out and save yourself a lot of money instead of going and buying these ones that actually say Dremel on them. But what we're going to do, we got a wire wheel here. You know, wire wheel works, and it's a little slower. But these Scotch-Brite pads here, they work pretty good, but they wear out fast. So it depends on what you want to do. You want to, if you don't have that, you can go with the wire wheel. But I got a couple of scrapers here, a couple of old screwdrivers, and the tip. Yeah, I got the tip. Just don't want to focus in, does it? Well, anyway, and even a smaller screwdriver, you know, cut down to a scraper. But what I mainly use is this old scraper my buddy Jim gave me. Not too fast for you to see Jim, and that works great. Plus this one here, you know, and they work good. Then I got a brush just to push some of the stuff out of the way. We got the vacuum there. When I get too much, vacuum it up, and that's about it. A little piece of sandpaper, you know, in case you got a piece you want to get off. You know, even the old pieces here, you know, like these are the wore out ones, they're still good. I'll show you when I throw you up on the pod there. Alright, I think I'm going to throw you up on this side, and I'll be on this side, so hold on. Alright, I decided we're going to start you over here. Alright, I'm just using this scraper that Jim made me, and you just grab an edge and keep going. And you're not, this isn't very sharp either, you know. And then when you get spots like this, you know, they're a little tougher. You know, you might have to come back and go here. Sometimes you get a little edge here, you know, you just go at it from a different direction and it'll come right off. Sounds like you're damaging stuff, but you're not. That's just the paint. That's just the paint popping off. I'll leave that line there and I'll show you what happens when you don't come back and scrape it. Okay, I think we got enough of it. Yeah, that's all we got to get. And then I just come back with this. And that fast it's done. Alright, over here, instead of hitting with the wire wheel, here's a couple of old discs that wore out. Instead of wasting that and wearing that out, Just stick this on your thumb. And that'll clean that whole area up there. So just that fast. Alright, I'm going to move you over here to the corner, the letter, and we'll play at that little area. It's a little different. Alright, I'll put you over here first because I want to show how easy this stuff comes up. I got a little ding from behind right here. You see the old magic marker right here. And actually this here, I thought there was well, you can't see my finger. Anyway, I thought there was a dent over here, but it wasn't. If anything, it was just sort of pushed out from when they stamped the letter, but I can't feel it now. But anyway, I think I could have actually hit this whole area here with the disc, but I don't feel like making a mess in here. I'll show you how easy this stuff comes off. You just get an edge, and you just keep working. See, I'm hardly using any pressure at all. The tools do all the work. And once you catch an edge, it's easy, you know, and you keep going. Or you can actually do this sitting down. And then, like I say, instead of using the wire wheel, excuse me here, you just clean these up like this. But if you're so inclined and you're lazy, yeah, you know, that's how fast it comes off. So let's go over here in the corner and we'll play with that a little bit. You know, like the real tough nooks. Sometimes different tools work better than others in certain areas, and in this case, looks like this tool here. I'm telling you, this thing here is incredible. So you see, just that fast, we had that little area done. It would have taken me longer to hook the sander up. Okay. Alright. Yeah, even a tight corner like this thing here works good. You know, like I say, you just get the edge in there. And like I say, it sounds like you're gouging the metal, but actually you're not. You just got to pick and play at it, and let me get my little Dremel here and clean it up. So I sort of missed a spot there. Just come back and hit it again. Alright, even here, I don't know, can you see over here? No, you can't. You spin these around. Hold on. Hold on. Right above the F there. Alright. Yeah, that looks like a tough spot to get, but you just let me come over this way. Actually, sometimes the more paint, the better. It pops better. And that's what happens when you get these little nooks and valleys here. Now let's see how it looks. Alright, see, that was all what I just did was all in real time, so let me dig around with this a little bit, and I'm going to get this little area over here cleaned up. Before I turn these off, see, like in that corner, sometimes you get an area, and that's why I got the little screwdrivers and stuff. Let me turn you around so I can see you. Here we go. So like right up in here and stuff, sometimes you might have to get a little scraper up in there. And then I have another little tiny Dremel that's just has a pointed tip on there. You get that, that'll get right in there. So, alright, like I said, let me stick around with this, and then we'll show you what it looks like. Alright, I'll see you in about 5 minutes. Alright, yeah, I cleaned that up area all up to here. And like I said, it only took me about 5 minutes. And here's that pointy thing on the Dremel I was telling you about. But they actually start out as, there you go. Actually start out as this, but the funny thing is that the more they wear out, the better they work. So you know, like for getting in the corners, it works good. Even like around here. I was doing it with my left hand, but for the flat stuff, you know, where this is actually just like staining, you know. And up here, actually, what I found that's even better. Oh, I just dropped it. I stepped on it. Oh man! Even better than this thing here is one of these, and it's almost like a little stripping pad, but it's smaller, and it's made for the right angle grinder here. So, you know, like I said, I was going to grind this, but that's going to make a mess, a dusty mess and everything like that. So I think, you know, this paint's coming off so easy. You know, I think in 10 minutes I could do all this and scrape this all up by hand. And then when I do this body work, I can just grind this, and it won't be throwing up all the paint and dust and dirt in the air. So I think that's what I'm going to do. You paying attention to this, Howard, over there at the old car alley? Because I hate to see you messing with all that stripper and stuff. You know, it stinks, it's expensive, it takes hours and hours to do, and it's a mess. So far, I think tops I have about an hour, 15 minutes into this whole tailgate. So I should have this whole tailgate done in about maybe an hour and a half. And that's only because of the letters. You know, I got to cut in around the letters and stuff. Let me throw you up on a tripod, and I'll show you how easy this paint is actually scraping off. Alright, yeah, sometimes one side of the scraper works better than the other. You just gotta find it out. Like I say, it sounds like you're damaging the metal, but you're not. Okay, see in this case the beveled end seems to be working better for me. You don't even have to go fast. Just get under it, catch an edge. See now all this, I don't know if you can see this mess here, but instead of this flying all over the garage and making dirt and dust, just put the vacuum on. Alright, now let me show you a close-up on how easy this stain stuff comes off. Yeah, if you go into this at one angle and it doesn't work, you go at a different angle, and sometimes that works even better. Alright, let me zoom you in there. Oh, you don't have to zoom in. You guys can pretty much see that already. Maybe I'll bring it down just a little bit. How's that? How's that? All right? All right. Like I said, this thing here was working better than the Dremel. And like I say, this isn't scratching. This is like a buffing pad, sort of. Takes that all off. Even if there's a little paint left on there, take it right off. You can even get in some of these nooks and crannies with this the side piece here. Actually works better at slow speed, because at high speed it sort of melts the paint or gets it warm. At slow speeds it just takes it off nice. And it doesn't seem to be wearing the pad down. we'll finish this up. It should probably take 10-15 minutes, and then maybe we'll start some body work. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Howard's, he's over there, he's working on I think a 66 Galaxy 500. A real nice car, beautiful. It's like a Survivor. You know, it's doesn't really need much work. But he's redoing the whole thing completely. Alright. Alright. Yeah, we're all done stripping this thing, and I was going to start tapping out some of these dings. I got them marked out here. Got one here, you can see a little protrusion there. That's actually a pretty big one. Got one there, a little tiny one there. We got these little imperfections. And you got the two little dings here. You know, you get these two little dings, now you put them down there, but you're going to have to do the body work on this whole panel. Same with this one here. This one got the, try to get the glare out of your face, sorry about that. This one has three little dings, but you got to do the whole panel. Here's all what we scraped up. That would have been all in the air if we had ground that down, so I'm glad we scraped that. And this one here only has this one tiny little ding. And then over here, got a couple little ripples, and here's a rivet, or not, I keep calling rivets. That's not a rivet. That's a spot weld. I'm gonna, because that was in a strange place. It looks like a dent, so we're gonna fix that one. Same one up here. You know, it's all factory bends, but we're gonna get them out. And a slight ripple here, and got two little dings down here, a slight dent, and this big one. This is the biggest dent. But then while I was getting over, and this here's a little divot in the thing. It's not a dent. Looks like something poked into it. But I found another dent right here on this this peak. You know, so I threw a straight edge on there, and you know, I could probably get away with it. Nobody would know it but me. But you know, I'm gonna have the putty, and I'm gonna be right in the area. Might as well do it right. You know, it was nice working on a nice piece of metal that isn't rotted, and you know, it's thick enough that you can work with it. So I might as well do it right. Alright, you know, this video is probably getting pretty long, probably over 30 minutes by now. So what do you say we call it done for now, and then we'll start banging out some of these dents in the next video. Alright, enough of this.